This video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use. We're covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Law as well as the Fair Dealings Act. I'm your host, Good Energy. I give you the rundown on tennis coverage every day. We are back. Hope everyone's having a good start to their weekend, but we have an official upset alert that's complete. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Diana Shnaider from the Federation, silver medalist with doubles partners Mira Andreeva from the Paris Games, runner up to Jasmine Polini and Sarah Irani, the 14th seed. She's been as high now in the rankings of World's 24, ladies and gentlemen, taking on the number one seed, the world's number two ranked player, Coco Gauff, the future of tennis. And we're going to get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. It was a rough day at the office, and unfortunately for Coco fans, Diana was a numeric lock to win this number. I knew it when it came out. I did the numerology. Diana was going to win this match, and she certainly does. And I'm going to break down why Coco struggled in this match. But I tell you one thing, guys, it's always great to hear the winning opponent say exactly why I feel they won the match. That tells me that my tennis IQ is pretty darn good and that my eyes are pretty good and I know exactly what I'm seeing, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Corey struggled in this match. She dropped the first set 6-4, and right away watching this match, and by the way, guys, whenever you see ticket prices drop like abundantly, then you know there's going to be an upset. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, we were thinking about going to the Toronto Open, but I mean, well, actually, we might as well go. I don't know. The ticket prices are so low, but Coco's out, and this is why she lost this match, ladies and gentlemen. I feel that she's going too big on the serve. She's playing too big, too strong, too powerful. And I say this all the time, guys. Coco's pretty small, right? But let's pivot. Let's talk about Diana for a minute here. A lot of you are possibly new to the channel. You may not remember how highly I've spoken of Diana, right? And or if you're from the Federation, Deanna. Listen, guys, she's a lot of people don't realize she's a multiple junior slam champion. She's 20 years old, right? Same age as Coco. She actually, I was not going to put her on my top team prospects list because she made the Asian final last year against Ons, which she lost. I felt she was already here, right? I've been following her career for a while, but I put her on my top team prospects list for you guys that don't know about her, right? I say it all the time. She's an amazing clay player. What, few seasons ago, 50 wins on clay. She's a walking tank. When she comes forward, she's coming to destroy you and finish you off and win the point. She's left-handed. She's got amazing top spin. She's very athletic. I've talked about how I've been concerned a bit. The knee wrappage has been slowing her up. I feel she's not as explosive, but she's still pretty darn dangerous. Silver medalist in France with Mira Andreeva. And today I felt Coco went too big, and this is something that I'm not liking about the game. We all know Brad Gilbert's a Hall of Fame coach. He's an amazing coach, right? He's coached multiple players to Grand Slam titles, but we all know he's big on the serve. And I say this time and time again, for those of you that have played tennis, I've played multiple sports. When you're going big on the serve constantly, something's going to give, guys. That's very tiring. It's exhausting, and it's going to wear you down. And I just feel Coco, someone who's an amazing defensive player, statistically the best defensive player on tour. Now that she's going big on the serve, I think it's costing her to some extent in these rallies. And we saw in this match in particular, Coco make a ton of faults and double faults. And I just feel this is the other thing, as the ladies like Madison Keys opted to not go to the Olympics, Arena Sabalenka, a lot of ladies chose not to go to the Olympic Games because they just felt switching from grass back to clay and then to hard would be too much on the body. Me personally, I feel that clay, everyone knows it's the easiest surface on your joints, right? You have to be patient. You have to build and construct the point. So a lot of times coming from the clay swing of things, the ladies are going to be in their best shape. But the reality here is coming from grass to clay back to hard. A lot of the ladies did express that would be a challenge and a concern. And we're seeing some ladies do better than others. But I want to take a page from Osaka's book. When you're seated, when you have, a 1, 2, 3 seed in these master events, having that extra buy, having that buy and that extra time off, sometimes it has a negative effect on your game because you're taking on players in some cases that have come through qualifiers or just played that extra round. They're used to the courts. And we saw, look, Diana came from Paris. She won the silver medal. So there's no excuse there with her having to make the transition, even though I'm going to talk about what she mentioned about that transition. That extra match does help. And we're seeing some ladies do better than others. Some ladies are just dealing with the adjustments better. I felt Coco, she get you the win against Wong 6-4 6-4 in the previous match, but I didn't think she looked good. And I say it all the time, when you win a match you probably should have lost, watch out for that next match. We had a numeric lock in this match. Deanna was going to win this match, and she certainly did, even though she came through two tough matches herself. I mean, that match with Magdalena Freck, that was a pretty darn tough match, but she came through it, and this is why she did it. Coco went way too big too often in this match, and I just felt sometimes she needed to just tone it back and relax. Focus more on the situational serving, just going big down the line too often. And she started to struggle with the faults, and you could see her confidence. She was looking over at her camp, and it seems to be she's still a little bit bothered with the drama in France. A lot of criticism for being named the American flag bearer with LeBron James. A lot of people criticize her. They felt Simone Biles should have. Listen, Simone's amazing, one of the most decorated Olympists of all time in terms of gymnasts, the most decorated gymnast of all time. She probably should have been a flag bearer, but the peers named Coco. So for the public to come and bash Coco, I felt that really hurt her confidence, and it did affect how she played in France. To be honest with you, I think everyone would agree she didn't play well in France, right? If she gets through that match with Donna Vekic, she certainly medals for sure, in my opinion. I think she beats Queenwin, but nonetheless, guys, she went too big in this match, and Snyder has the power to return, and she's returning from the left side, the opposite side of Coco, and Coco couldn't get to some of these balls. But I think Coco made way too many mistakes in this match. She got visibly frustrated. I think she's got to do a little bit better job of controlling her emotions. And look, she's got the new boyfriend. I say it all the time. When these ladies start to have these boyfriends, you're gonna notice a dip in their game because now energy, look, emotions is energy in motion. You start dating and you start having these relationships. No relationships are perfect, especially when you're young. And I just think we're going to see an emotional roller coaster this next year with Coco. Now that she's dating, this is going to be tough. I would recommend possibly getting some type of mental coach in the corner to kind of help because now there's a relationship involved. Coco was visibly frustrated with her camp. I haven't seen her this frustrated with her camp in a long time. She's looking over for answers. But guys, we have to be realistic. These conditions are windy, and Diana would say in the post-match interview, as Coco takes a loser's walk, but she's definitely not a loser. This was an important tournament. I felt she needed to pick up some points here, at least make the championship or semifinal. She didn't do that. She's got to defend that title at the Western and Southern Open, or it could get ugly headed into the U.S. Open. She needs at least a deep run, in my opinion, in Cincinnati, at least a deep run to the semifinals, or I mean, we could have a new world number two because Sabalenka's still in this tournament. And even though I felt she had a premature exit to Buskova in DC, I felt she should have won DC, especially taking on her bestie, Paula Badosa. That's a match she would have won. And by the way, Paula Badosa playing well, but again, we had that upset against Big Mama Asta. But nonetheless, guys, Coco, a frustrating day at the office. And congratulations to Diana Shnaider, guys. I've been giving her props for a very long time. I'm glad to see her having the success. Those that have truly followed the channel, I've mentioned nothing but great things about her. I love her game. She's the future of Russian tennis along with Mirandreva. But I love when I'm watching something and I say it and the player reinforces it. Diana said Coco was hitting so hard. She said she could not believe how powerful and strong Coco was striking the ball. What did I say in the beginning of this video? Watching this match, I felt Coco played way too strong and aggressive. Now, a lot of people that follow the channel, they say they want to see Coco play more aggressive like this. Listen, guys, tennis is a balance. You have to fine tune your game. I feel that playing against someone like Diana, was not the time to play too aggressive because she's left-handed. The shots that she can return, I think Coco's going to expose herself because Coco relies on getting balls back, beating opponents from deep and beating them with their athletic ability. If you're overextending and blasting and putting a lot of power into these shots, you're compromising yourself on defense, which is why the best, the most aggressive players are never the best defensive players. She's the best defensive player on tour because she has a balance between her game, right? She's passive aggressive. She picks her spots and her opportunities to attack. She doesn't attack all the time. In this match, she was attacking way too much. And Diana said that in the post-match interview. Kudos to Good Energy. She said Coco was hitting way too hard. She said, I couldn't believe how strong and powerful she was striking the ball. Guys, what did I just say? Now, she would also say the conditions here were very frustrating. She did thank the supervisors for giving her earlier matches so she can get adjusted. Hey, she's smart, guys. She's got a good camp. I'm very proud of her. And by the way, I talked about why she wears the bandana. She wears a bandana because as a younger junior, her mom, she needed something to cover her hair. Her mom decided to bring her a bandana. And from there, she's known as the bandana girl. So very popular with the bandana. A lot of fans love to see her wear it. And now it's kind of a staple in her game. We're looking for her to wear it. Pretty cool story behind it, but it started with their mom. And also, it's a good way, like I said, to keep the ladies' hair from falling in their eyes. A lot of ladies wear the headbands, and again, it's a good way to deter the sweat as well, but it keeps the hair from blowing in their eyes. Otherwise, you're using like a bottle of hairspray on your head, like Zachary, the Greek goddess. But nonetheless, guys, an official upset alert complete. This was a numeric lock. Take a look at the final statistics, guys. One ace from Coco, 8 double faults. But listen, when we're talking about faults, she probably had at least 16 faults. I mean, way too many faults in this match. Only 4 from Diana. First serves in play only 50%. So, I mean, that tells you there. She probably had 20 faults overall. 54% of her points won on serve for Coco. 68%, nearly 70% for Diana. 12 winners from Coco playing that aggressive. Look at the unforced errors. 42, literally double the amount Diana had in this match. Coco is eliminated. The top seed is out, guys. After taking out Wong, she will be watching the rest of this tournament on TV. The ticket prices have dropped. Coco, Osaka eliminated. Pegula's technically the champion here because the ATP, they're now in Montreal, where we know at Iga Stadium, Iga and Pegula dueled it out last year in that semifinal match. But nonetheless, guys, Diana's going to be taking on Ludmila. We have a Russian quarterfinal in the upper half, an American quarterfinal in the lower half. Pegula and Stearns, amazing match. We also have Bolter taking on Sabalenka. That's coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, Good Energy. As you know, I've been recovering from surgery. I did go to Paris. I had fun out there, but I'm back with tennis coverage. It will be a light schedule. Please like the video, show some love. I'll upload this to the other channel as well. But we are back. I love you all, guys. Have a good weekend. We'll see you soon.